Anyways, I'm starting it because now that you're revealed, now that you're a person.
No.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Damn.
Considering that me and this other boy have just been sitting here complaining that Far Cry is a Far Cry from what it used to be. And the other things we were talking about. How's everybody's week
Understandable.
been? Come on,
Yeah,
hurry up, buddy.
it's been great.
Good.
He spent so much time trying to shove things in his pie hole. He should have been getting in the eye hole of the viewers.
Yeah, what he said.
Welcome, podcast, everybody. Welcome, Gigi. Welcome, Phoenix.
Yo, yo, yo.
Trying to fix my Discord input sensitivity, but I found out that me typing on my keyboard is somehow louder than my voice.
Mmm.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Him.
Have you tried, why don't you switch to some, some silent switches for your keyboard, huh?
I thought about that.
Every professional thinks about it every once in a while.
I wanted to end that off as if I was going to continue it.
You've never thought about switches?
Not silent switches.
Yeah, I never
as
really.
loud and obnoxious as possible.
I hate loud and obnoxious switches. I'd rather them be silent. That's my only downside with magnetic switches, is that they're loud. Louder. Not as loud as, I think, my things right now. I think only anybody who is listening to my mic on the stream could hear that. I sounded like I don't know, Beethoven just throwing his fingers at the ivories.
For a second, I thought you meant that you shit yourself. And I was like, dude, no way.
No, why would I?
What now?
Did anybody play any decent games this week?
I've been playing Brown Dust, Mabinogi, Nikke, Monster Hunter.
He said decent.
Brown dust, more like brown streak in your pants.
Ooh.
You made this joke already.
And
I
he's
will
gonna
laugh a
keep
second
making
time.
it.
Hey, Nico. Do you mind the loud switches? Are we talking like a gun, or are we talking like keyboards?
I played a terrible game called Monster Hunter Wilds. I played an even worse game called Chained Together. I played a great game called Lies of P, and an even better game called Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Oh my god, that is ancient.
Dude, I don't know why. I'm on a kick of balloons recently, and I've been enjoying it. Been leveling up each of my monkeys. It's been great. Having a good time
Nice.
spanking the monkeys again.
Okay, dude, you took it too far.
What? You guys constantly take it too far. I can't make that joke when I'm talking about
No.
balloons.
Because when you take it too far, we get a Twitch warning.
Oh. See? Nico agrees with me. Liza P fucks.
What?
we played Schedule
Nobody
1 last
said
time.
it doesn't.
Yeah, no one said it didn't.
I know.
Nobody said anything bad about Liza P.
No, it was just...
Zach was like,
I was
fuck,
just
how do I
pointing it
move
out.
this goalpost?
How do I get myself out of the burial ground right now?
It's
No,
even
I don't
funnier
give a
because he
shit.
laughed when I said that, because he knew.
I wasn't maintaining the bit. The bit was falling apart behind me as it was going. I was just throwing more shit in there.
Nico, that is fucking horrible to say.
You know how awful it is to go through the Bloons Tower Defense games and you just see the plantations there? It feels so bad. But you get free bananas, and that gives you free cash.
What?
What are you talking about?
In Bloons Tower Defense 6, there's a tower you place down that actually generates cash with bananas, and it's called the banana plantation.
Okay, bananas are grown on plantations. Doesn't mean this. What?
We were making fun of the. Never mind.
Hold on,
Anyways,
Levi. It's okay. He's an American. We can let him have his moment. As if we're not all for
I was
Americans.
gonna say, aren't you also American?
Anyways, when's anybody playing Balloons Tower Defense 6 with me, because it has co-op and I know Kazu has it.
I also have
No, I
it.
don't.
You don't
have-
have
oh,
it?
Maybe it
I
was
don't
just
own a
me.
single
who had it.
balloons game.
Oh,
I have it. Get pooped
Damn.
on.
well, if you ever want to play the superior tower defense game over the years, ring me up.
That's not true. Kazu and I have the.
yeah.
What's it called, Kazu? The one on Roblox?
What do
The one
That
we
we
just
played.
called Tower Defense Sim.
Oh, I was also thinking of the little like pet one.
The pet one.
Yeah, the one where you have like the little fucking the girl with the little balloon, the confetti popper and shit.
Tower
Um,
Heroes.
Yeah.
That was bro not
Fuck.
remember his Roblox games he played.
My memory can only store so many games. Eventually, I have to start moving stuff to the recycling bin.
He's run out of dedicated RAM.
Exactly. You know how many dedicated RAM you get to an Asmo?
You know,
At least 2, dude.
it's so funny. I imagine your
I wish I
brain
got that model.
constantly moving things.
That was really good, actually. Holy shit. That was a good roast.
God damn. Lost my train of thought there, dang.
Zach was like, fuck, that was so good, I can't think.
I can't think. Damn. He unlocked my brain stutter there.
Also, Nico, I don't know. Did you clarify what you meant by loud switches? Oh my god, are you being horny again?
I
Are you
mean,
being horny on main?
to be fair, a switch is a type. Never mind. Go to Urban Dictionary, look up switches at your own peril. That's our own advisement.
Well, there's like fucking 5 definitions for switch.
Yes,
There's
I'm
a game
just
console, there's
Oh,
a gun,
we-
there's the ones on the keyboard.
where I was clarifying what it was probably meant to be. I was gliding it along that path like a bobsled. Or that stupid sport with the stones that looks like a lot of fun.
Or someone named video game, or someone with a video game expert cap. You're not talking a
Dude-
whole lot about video games, are you?
Yeah, I'm talking about sports, and I'm giving you vague descriptions of them. I'm not giving you full, wholeheartedly things about them. It doesn't say sports expert. I'm not clarifying. Curling.
True.
There we go. Damn it.
Bro's a sports expert.
Damn it. I failed myself in the gaming
Man.
community.
Why is it every time I take a sip of my fucking drink?
You get more thirsty? What do you
No, I almost spit it out again.
Well, don't be drinking while we're saying funny things. And then it's pure silence for the rest of the podcast.
You're damn right. You kidding me? The fuck?
Well,
No,
that's it for this
nobody's
week. See ya,
allowed
folks.
Alright. I actually need to get on topics that we actually care about. So, we already know that there's the Elden Ring seamless co-op. We already know that they're developing the Dark Souls seamless co-op. But did everybody know that they're already working on the Dark Souls 1 seamless co-op as well?
It's
I don't know.
already
What do
how
out.
they have it.
Nobody cares.
Oh, wait,
Wow.
We want Dark Souls 2. Give us Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2 would be hot as fuck with that.
They're obviously going to work on Dark Souls 2 next, you impatient fucks.
No, could you imagine if
We-
they're just like,
we don't know that.
We don't like this one.
They could be one of those guys that are just like Dark Souls 2 isn't real Dark Souls, so we're not gonna do it.
It's
Because
even,
you know there are people like that.
it's even more wild because it's the same person working on all of these. It's the most wild thing. They worked on the Dark Souls 3 one, went, fuck it, why not? And then went to Dark Souls 1, and now they're probably going to Dark Souls 2.
But you don't know they are until they do.
But they're the unsung hero of the world, and they probably will. I don't know, man. I believe
You're
in
taking
their
an awful lot
integrity.
on faith there, Zach.
I have to have faith. Do you know how shitty outside the world is right now? If I can't believe in Dark Souls 2 seamless co-op, then what can I believe in?
Me.
I don't believe in you either.
Aw.
Just the way he immediately put you down.
I was coming in here trying to. Why two? I get it. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's the one that the fucking one goddamn animation's always about. Bum 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 bum.
I mean, honestly, 2 had some of the like better mechanics in it. It's just overshadowed by like not being like any other Dark Souls, I think.
I
Who is
think
by far the prettiest Dark Souls?
I do
I
think
bet you didn't know Miyazaki said 2 is his favorite Dark Souls.
I did know that. But you
It's
had
really
told
funny.
me before.
Because he didn't work on it, right?
Nope.
So it's probably a case of like, because he didn't work on it, it was like his first time playing through it, so he had that magic.
It's really funny because he actually took
No, he played it when it came out.
mechanics forward from this one into his other games.
Yeah, pretty much most mechanics from Dark Souls 2 moved into Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, and all that.
The wild thing is going to be what mechanics we get from like Dustblood and everything later on in Night Rain.
I'm gonna be real, I'm probably not picking up either of those.
Me neither.
Well, yeah. One's for a
Because
console.
one I have to buy a $700 console for, and the other one I just don't give a fuck about.
Ooh. Ooh.
The other one's a
The
Fortnite
other one
game.
literally just should have been like a little free DLC content on Elden Ring.
For real.
Because it's like using the same map, same enemies, same armor sets.
Dude, could you imagine you have it installed on your PC, you just change the name to Elden Ring 2?
I do hear that they're going to be trying to consistently add more content into it, so I don't know. Could turn
And it's
into
going to
something
depend on
cool.
how popular it pops off with.
True.
0 players day 1.
I'll expect like a peak of 60k players on it.
I can
Because so
see
far
that.
nobody seems interested in it.
I'm tired of the drop-in mechanic.
I am too. Spawn me in a random place on the map with like 0 seamlessness.
But I can't really say that because we also got a different extraction shooter tease this week from from Bungie. I know, Levi, you're not the biggest fan of Destiny. But what if I told you this entire game was all about parkour? No, I'm just kidding. It's not all about parkour.
Parkour.
When have I ever been
1%
interested in
parkour?
when have I ever been interested in parkour anyway?
Everybody knows that you're a closeted Mirror's Edge fan.
Yeah, we know how much you just love Dying Light.
I thought you were gonna say cock for a second.
I mean, Dying
Oh,
Light's
dude,
alright.
He loves the
but-
cock.
Oh yeah, dude, I love the cock.
See?
No, I mean I played Dying Light, but I never played Mirror's Edge.
You never played Mirror's Edge? Solid game. Absolutely great. Honestly, probably one of the games that really set away with the speedrunning genre. Nobody was speedrunning till Mirror's Edge came along.
I doubt that.
Meanwhile, looks at the first Mario game.
Funny, speaking of speedrunning, did everybody see Speedrunning 2 is coming out?
I never played the first one.
Damn.
What the hell is speedrunning?
Speedrunning is actually a really cool game where 4 people go against each other
Hang on, I can describe better. You see, it's a game where you're speeding while running.
God damn it.
He's pretty decent on the money. Can't say he's
Well,
wrong.
He's 100%
My question is
correct.
answered.
Anyways, you go around levels, and the person who's completing the level the fastest is actually shrinking the area for the other people behind him. And so it eventually eliminates everybody till there's just one and they win the round. So it's a party game. It's like Super Meat Boy, but you're attempting to kill your friends by being faster.
So it's you in
Okay.
Rocket Racing trying to DNF everybody.
Yes.
Imagine if Rocket Racing had a mechanic where the track got smaller the further behind you were.
That would be wild. Just a red barrier behind you. You have to look behind you and see it just coming up on your ass.
They
That would
introduced the
actually be,
storm
like,
into
really
Rocket
cool.
Racing.
Ooh. Storm would be wild. It just kills your car. Oh. That'd be great for the battle mode. I would love
I
a
need them
battle
to
mode.
add like, they need to add like fucking robot weapons onto the cars, like chainsaws and stuff.
They can make their own twisted metal.
Exactly.
I would love for
God,
them
imagine
to
racing on a track and you've got like a fucking, you've got like a strap-on dildo on the front of your car, and you
Okay.
like rear end somebody. You rear end someone, they fucking explode and their body goes flying through the air.
Yeah. I
What kind of
totally
cars are you driving?
totally see Fortnite doing that.
Dude, you don't understand, man. In the South, people do things to their cars, alright?
Yeah, I saw
I've been to the South
Idiocracy.
many
I
times.
know
I've
where
never
South's
seen that.
happening.
Here's a picture of Marcus on their homemade Southern bike.
I'm just
Oh, yeah.
imagining.
It's
my
to
God.
to push you up when you get tired.
Exactly.
I still love
That
that.
is insane.
I still love that they made him gay in the actual show.
He's
I was-
always been gay.
I also love each one of them having their significant other in this show and them saying some of the most horrendous shit to each other constantly. Like Charlie with the waitress and Mac and D. Is anybody besides me and Kazu excited for Marathon?
No.
I still don't know anything about it. A little fun fact, but I did sign up.
Well, if I remember correctly, it's an extraction shooter.
Yeah.
Understandable.
They took everything that people liked about Tarkov and other extraction shooters and made their own spin on it. And they're also completely getting rid of skill-based matchmaking for a better system, finally.
It's about fucking time.
Now, instead of being based on your quote-unquote skill, it's being based on playtime.
Playtime, huh?
So the longer you play, the more you'll be, like, with people who have played it at similar hours as you.
That's an interesting concept.
But people can still just make spoof accounts and have zero playtime and be really cracked at the game.
There's no avoiding that no matter what, so...
Yeah.
It's just going to end up being the exact same as the old system, but I mean,
No.
props to them for trying to fix it, I suppose.
No.
At least they're trying something different.
They'll
Well,
still be
That's why I said
neg-
props to them for trying, but I don't think it's going to change anything.
They'll still be a negligible number.
The issue with skill-based matchmaking is that sometimes, okay, well, not sometimes, but like when player numbers go down, it makes it harder for the system to actually match you with players that are within your skill range. So most of the time, it just pairs you up instead of pairing you down.
How's that going to help with playtime-based things? If you have fewer players, it's still going to have the same issues.
Well, because when the game gets fewer players, the players that are left over are going to be the ones that have the higher play times.
Well,
Not necessarily.
the game is constantly trying to figure out where to place you. If you do good in a bunch of different matches, it's going to try to keep pushing you higher and higher. And then it's sort of, you eventually reach a point in that where it's constantly either putting you into a match where you're just bottoming out your opponents, or you're getting absolutely slayed, or on the off chance you actually have a decent match that gets pretty tight and close. But that's on the rare occasion.
Yeah, that's how skill-based matchmaking works.
Yes. But with the hours played, it should even it out a little bit better with experience versus the amount of time you played. It should be a more precise number.
Fucking dog shit.
Okay, but like hours played has nothing to do with
skill in the
skill.
Game. Kind of, it does.
Can confirm. I've been playing Mabinogi for 15 years. Still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, but that's because you just play whatever RPG, MMO, whatever in front of you.
That's not true. I don't play Destiny.
You did, though.
Only when I was asked to. Only when I was asked to.
No. You would play it without us. You weren't asked to play without us.
This is true, but I only played because I was asked to, originally. I stuck around for a little bit, and then eventually I was like, no one else plays this game, and I don't really care to do any of this other stuff anymore.
Yeah, but you still played it.
Yeah. That's not a gotcha.
That's not what
if you hand me a free game, I'm gonna play it.
But you've never mind.
What's that? Huh? Go on. I didn't buy any of the DLC.
No. How many MMORPGs have you not played? I rest my case.
Right, come here, Google. Come here, Google. Yeah, I can't name them. If I haven't played it, then I probably haven't heard of it.
I rest my case.
That's not a gotcha either. That's not even a gotcha.
Steam library. Let's see what he's got on there.
I said you would play anything, and I didn't. I rest my case.
Marcus, here's a test. Did you ever play there.com?
What the fuck is there.com?
I have no idea.
What?
Apparently it was some MMO that was like just kind of like a popular social thing, and now it's like completely dead and still exists. I just found a random video on YouTube that says I spent 30 days in a dead game.
I'm looking at a list of MMOs. Do we even count EVE Online, Levi? Because we played that shit for maybe 10 minutes and then hopped off.
Wait for more than that, I think.
EVE counts.
Actually, wait. Did we have it in our Steam library?
Oh.
I didn't have an interest for it. I mean, we had an interest prior to playing it.
Never mind, you're right. EVE Online is, I don't know. We kind of played it. Not really.
I just don't like spending $30,000 for a ship.
Yeah, we hopped on.
You can earn all that money in-game to get the ship.
That's true.
We hopped on, and it was genuinely like, it would take us like fucking an hour to take a ship somewhere, so we're just like, yeah, we're gonna go to bed.
Well, not even, it wouldn't have taken an hour, it was pretty quick, but like, I don't know, you get to customize a character and make a character, and then you never actually get to see them because you can't leave the ship, and it's just like, what the fuck was the point of all of that?
Also true.
Like, you genuinely never see your character after you create them, and I don't understand why you even make one.
I haven't played Ultima Online, I haven't played Throne and Liberty. I haven't played RF Online.
Have any of you guys actually gotten to download RuneScape Dragon Wilds yet?
No, because it's
I don't own it.
pay to play. Yeah, it's $40.
It's
$40 for a fucking alpha access, by the way.
It's $30. I'll have you know.
Is it 30? I thought it was $39.99.
It's $29.99. 30's not bad.
Oh, I mean, I still don't want to pay $30 for an early access that I don't even know I'm gonna like.
That's fair.
I'd rather it be like, hey, we're gonna make early access free so that people can help us test, and then we'll make it paid to play or buy to play on release. I like that model a lot better.
Oh, speaking of other things, a quick aside back to speedrunners, because it was overall announced at an event from IOI. If anybody remembers, it's the one game company that grew too big, fell through deals, and then split up into 3 separate things, pinning all the blame on one company, and then just running away with their tail between their legs. But in the actual announcements, there was a couple of interesting things that I was actually really excited about. The Vampire Survivors creator is heading another free expansion, so congratulations everybody! You have more free content from that game. Hot damn, that guy is amazing.
That guy is like fucking Sean
Deserves.
with No Man's Sky.
At least he comes out with DLC that you can buy, though. Sean doesn't do anything. He doesn't even give it like a donate button or anything. He's just like, nah, man, just enjoy No Man's Sky.
There's also a new update being added for V Rising. I don't remember if we talked about that last week or not, but
Ooh, that was another one that was announced during there, and I was really excited to talk about that as well. Me and Kazu have played Escape Simulator 1, and they announced Escape Simulator 2 with a demo.
Escape Simulator?
Yeah, you go through like
Yeah, it's just like an escape room game.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's actually really cool with its puzzles and everything. What were the like? There's new threats and stuff in a new area, Oakvale, for V Rising. I don't remember Oakvale from the map, or I just never got there.
It's not added. It's a new area.
Oh. Let's see. That game Timberborn we all joked about just got update number 7 with zip lines and tubeways.
Wait, what do you mean we joke? I played Timberborn all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, bro. Hold up. How many hours do I got in this thing?
Hold
13
on.
and a half. 13.2. Yeah.
Bro's a hardcore timberman.
Bro's timberborning. How much?
Bro, it's a fun little city builder. I can't lie.
Huh.
Except you have beavers.
Oh god. Another quality of life update came out recently for Satisfactory for anybody who was looking for anything from that.
That is holy shit. We haven't played that in a while.
Oh, the 1.0 update came out. Like, it is a finished game, and with this update adding so many like quality of life things, like it is.
Zach, I want you to know, we first played that in 2020 when I started streaming.
I know. I'm well aware.
I think the last time we played it was February of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you guys played it recently?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, relatively recently. We opened a world, looked around for a little bit, and we started some stuff, and then we never went back to it, sadly.
But it's
Let's
okay,
go.
because now we can have trains.
Oh god. They added the little end bits on your trains, so now it won't fly off into the void. You can actually end cap tracks now, so you just bump into the thing and that's it.
But that was the best part, dude.
God, what did they actually add? So they added a blueprint system, so you could actually like make something and then save it. But now they made it so if you make like conveyor belts and everything, the blueprint will connect with itself now. So you can build long trains of conveyor belts and everything very easily in the game now.
Damn.
Yeah. Honestly, quite wild of what they've been doing with that game. Cooking with it. And there's not much else that... There's a lot of indie games in the IOI thing, so if you're looking for anything to tickle your fancy, there's just a lot of shit in there.
I do need my fancy tickled. Who wants to volunteer?
We have any update on the repo thing when that comes out?
When the repo update comes out? I don't know.
I think we learn more about it tomorrow.
Ah.
Perfect
I just want the fucking duck bucket.
I just want new content in it already.
For real.
It's running dry.
You know it's not going to run dry of content?
The curse of consumerism.
What?
The Oblivion remaster. Have you seen this thing? It's looking
Doesn't that
pretty
come
wild.
out? Doesn't that come out soon? Like Friday?
Yeah, the game. Well, the game is expected to be shadow dropped by Bethesda on April 21st.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
there's a bunch of
insane.
stuff that got updated on their website to show off an Oblivion thing on like the Elder Scrolls site. But when you try to access it, you can't see anything yet.
It was teased.
And it was all added today.
it was teased that it might be only Xbox and PC because people were worried about that, but no, it is also coming to PS5. So, that's great. Because everybody deserves to experience the wonderfulness of Oblivion again. We never needed any more editions of Skyrim. They milked Skyrim for everything it was worth. Doesn't Skyrim have like 12 editions?
Probably.
I think I'm overkilling it, honestly. But like,
Would you say 12 editions?
yeah,
Put it backwards. It's 21.
it's be wild. Go look up Skyrim and it has 21 different editions. God. It's been a long time since I played through Skyrim, but Oblivion's coming back, so why would I play through Skyrim? Isn't it supposed to be part of the Nvidia leak as well? So isn't this thing gonna run like a dream?
And with the Oblivion thing?
Yeah. Or was it just a Bethesda? Because I can't remember from that old Nvidia leak list if Oblivion was on it.
That's a good question, because most of those games are already out.
Yeah, but there was still just a couple that had not actually come out, and I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I could be insane.
I'm not seeing anything on there.
Alright.
So far, everything on that list has pretty much been accurate.
Let's see, what else do we got? Kojima has confirmed that Death Stranding will be gracious to those that find the boss battles quite difficult. And that after a certain amount of deaths, you can just continue. And I just wanted everybody's... I don't know. I think that's a
Didn't
good
they have
choice.
Similar thing like that in the other one?
If I remember correctly, it's a...
Have you even got to a boss fight? Is it?
It's a chicken hat you can put
No,
on to make things easier.
I thought the chicken hat was from MGS5.
It is. I don't know, the boss fights in Death Stranding are even hard.
No.
I was gonna say I never lost one, but I don't think. I'm pretty sure there is
They
some kind of
also made
mechanics.
that game so that average movie watchers could play it with ease.
True. And during...
Like, you can literally just go to a boss, walk out of its arena, and the fight's over.
Are you telling me you can't chuck 3 grenades at the giant ink whale?
I mean, you can. Nothing's stopping you.
No, I know. I'm just saying the thought of somebody just walking out of the arena, it's over and everything, but just the thought of how easy the actual fight was. I didn't actually put it together, but after you said it, I'm like, yeah. Kojima just likes...
Kojima's the only one thing of the old people that can't play fast-paced games.
Kojima just loves making movie games. The more control you don't have over the game, the happier Kojima is.
Exactly.
And then that's why everybody enjoyed Revengeance, because for the first time, you had way too much control over the game. Oh.
I don't even think you did much of anything on that game. I think you just helped make the script and that's it.
Yeah, it was mainly only, at the time, Platinum that was doing all the action and gameplay. I think it's fine for, like, boss fight skips and everything. It's nice. It's a nice added feature. Do you think this should be a more popular thing across all games?
Not all games, but a majority of like story-based games.
Hmm.
Yeah, we need that variance, baby.
Like if I'm playing a single-player game, like God of War, for example, and I'm like 60 and I can't like keep up with the combat, I should be able to skip the fight.
That's fair.
I
I
think
don't
if I
even
was
care if they gave me a button I could press and it does the fight for me.
Oh god, that'd be
I think-
interesting.
I think if I was 60 and I was playing like a Souls-like game and I just genuinely couldn't beat a boss, I would just look at it and be like, yeah, these games probably aren't for me anymore.
Like
Be
those
like,
old like suburban dads when you're playing Call of Duty, you hear them go,
oh my god, dude.
I'm just not as fast as I used to be, huh?
Dude, it's even sadder when you kill them and you're like, dude, that guy fucking sucks ass. And then you hear him on the mic and he's like, man, I think I'm getting too old for this. And you're like, no.
Yeah. Not as good as I used to be, huh?
Speaking of too old for this shit, an old man is taking on the battlefields of Diablo 4.
What?
Did you not see the crossover that Kazu posted earlier? As he made a
I did
joke.
not.
Ah, yes, time to get into Diablo 4 because there's the Berserk crossover coming to Diablo 4.
Ew. I mean, I still have the game installed.
I don't even own the game.
You would have
No.
Diablo 4, Marcus. That checks out.
I mean,
This just in, MMO boy owns MMO. Uh-huh.
wait, is it even an MMO?
Yeah.
I don't think it's an MMO, is it? Actually, no, maybe this is the first one that was an MMO because it's a open world. Or open area? Question mark?
Maybe I'm insane? Was any Diablo an online experience?
It was before, but you could only play with like up to 4 friends. It wasn't like open world with you couldn't see anybody beside your friends. Yeah. It was like a lobby-based system.
More like
Similar to old Monster Hunters.
Yes. That's what I was gonna say. Similar to old co-ops and everything.
Yeah.
Gather the party.
But now I guess it is considered an MMO now. Which I fucking hate how MMOs used for goddamn anything.
What?
That's because gamers don't know the proper terminology.
If there's a mass of people who are multiplaying online, is it not an MMO?
Yeah, but they'll use MMO for games with like 20 players in lobby. Which is like, dude. I can get 20 people in a Discord server.
Is Baldur's Gate 3 not an MMO?
No,
No.
because
No.
you have a limit to how many people you can play with. That's why I don't like the definition for MMO, because they'll be like, oh yeah, 20 players in a lobby is an MMO, but it's like,
I think if it goes
like,
over 8 players in a lobby, it's an MMO.
yeah,
I
that's what
disagree
I
with
hate
that.
about it.
Yeah,
I
because
only
there's
say that because GTA 5's like server limit is like 30 players.
Yeah, and it's considered an MMO. Which I am also confused by, because when I think of MMO, I think of, like, either open world or open area, where you can have an upwards of, like,
Yeah, but those don't
100 people.
correlate to an MMO or like at all.
I think if you have
They're massively multiplayer online games.
I think if you
It doesn't
have
have to be open world or anything though.
I think if you have servers and people can
Well-
play together, it's an MMO.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be open world.
So
Or
is
open area.
okay, wait, so specifically servers hosted by the company? Is that what you're saying, Zach?
Yeah. Because it has to be them housing everybody for it to
So-
be a massive multiplayer online
Well,
experience.
So would you say
I
Dead
think
by
they
Daylight
actually-
then, by your definition, is an MMO?
Oh yeah.
Even though it only has 5 people per lobby?
Hey man, one time they had 8 people and then 2 killers, and that was 10.
Oh my god. Actually,
I
funny
think
thing, I
people
don't think...
look back into what MMO stands for.
I don't think a majority of those companies actually
Oh.
own their servers, though. I think they rent.
To be fair, I'm being devil's advocate because I agree. It's gotten way too far, like, played out. When I think of MMO, I think of FF14. I think of WoW. I think of
Yeah.
anywhere where you just see a group of people doing things.
That's
Yeah,
because
like,
that's what
it's
the
like-
first M in MMO stands for.
Yes,
Yeah.
massively.
Multiplayer online.
Which,
I don't
when
think
look at
30
server-
people on a server isn't really massively multiplayer, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, we're getting there.
To be
Now, like,
fair,
You might be able to argue like Battlefield with its like 128 fucking player lobbies. Maybe. That's a big maybe.
Yeah, because we're going by that
Yeah.
standard, then yeah, that'd be an MMO at that point.
I think the thing that differentiates it for me is the interaction between players. Like in a substandard MMO like World of Warcraft, you can have 200 players in any given area, but it's the interaction is what makes it an MMO. Like you can sit there and talk to people, or you can be like, "Hey, let's go on a quest," or like, "You want to run over here with me and do this?" And we can
Hey,
make a party and all this other
Well, see, I
stuff.
don't-
But in like a
I don't necessarily-
FPS,
Agree with that either, because you could have an MMO FPS, for example, like PlanetSide 2, if you all remember that game.
Yeah, I love that game.
I do think that one was different though because it had
Technically, Destiny 2's an MMO FPS.
hmm?
like I think Destiny 2 and also PlanetSide 2 are different because they did have the interaction element
Guys,
that like COD and Battlefield didn't have.
Minecraft's an MMO.
This fucking dude.
Now
I
you've gone
love that
too far, buddy.
There's just fucking dead silence.
How fucking dare you say such controversial words here? Get the fuck out. I hear it. I hear those thoughts. I hear them echoed
That was
out.
awesome.
Oh
Holy
my
shit, that
god.
was so good.
What I'm saying is it's really funny that I get where they're trying to quantify it. That just anybody who has servers, and then if you could have a multiplayer experience, it's technically a massive multiplayer online experience. But that's sort of just looking at it a different way. And it just seems stupid.
I'm starting to realize, like, more and more as we're talking about this, why the terminology for what an MMO is so fucking broad, is because it is hard to pinpoint
Gaming.
exactly what makes an MMO an MMO.
We
Even
have,
though I feel like I know what it is.
you know in your heart, we know in our heart what used to be the term for MMO. But
This is like the dumbest conversation we've ever had, but it's
Is it,
it's
though?
really interesting.
we're actually just talking about how language changes over time. And the idiots in the gaming industry have no concept of actually naming anything, and that's why games that come out later that are Souls-like get the moniker Souls-like.
I think
It's
people
even
just get
funnier.
MMO confused and only think it relates to RPG games.
Mm,
When no, it literally is just a broad
massive-
like definition for a genre.
Yeah.
not every MMO needs to be an RPG, not every RPG needs to be an MMO.
Guys, this is very important. I need you to look at this image really quick.
Okay, I'm hoping it's going to scare me into submission.
You see, our problems would be solved if
loss.
we just...
You
see-
got it immediately.
The problems would be solved if we just separated MMO from MO.
What?
So, like,
Modus
you have massively
operandi?
No,
multiplayer
no, 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 no,
online,
no, no.
and you have
No, no.
multiplayer online.
I want it to be equally as confusing. We're going to start MMOs as well, but it's going to be mini multiplayer online.
But you have to make it like a lowercase m for the first M.
Yeah, all the other ones
Be
are
like,
still
we are
count.
creating the first MMORPG game, the world's first mini multiplayer online game.
A single player. Oh my god, it's a single player online experience.
Anybody who has an experience that is 4 to 8, anywhere from 2 to 8 players is an MMO in our eyes. A
Oh my
mini
God.
multiplayer online, because you can run 8 pretty well on your friend's computer, and that should be fine. But if you go anywhere past that, somebody's just gonna get this server at that point. Or if you're doing mod packs, it's just a hassle.
I think you have an MMO game when your game has
genius.
fishing in it.
Fair.
Is,
Very
wait,
fair.
How
hold
many
on,
MMOs
hold
have
on,
fishing
hold
hold
on.
up?
Is Fly Night, by that definition, an MMO?
Wait, hold on, Levi. Does that mean that Star Wars: The Old Republic isn't an MMO? I don't think you
Does
can
it have
fish in Star
fishing?
Wars, can you?
What,
Um,
Fly
That's a
Night?
shame. Even Destiny 2 has fishing.
Oh, damn. Fly Night having fishing, getting its MMO status, that's the greatest day.
Even RuneScape has fishing.
I'm trying to think of like a big MMO that has fishing.
Oh man, I guess
that
we can
feels like it
consider Wilds an MMO. As if it wasn't already.
Okay.
Just the fact that it has fishing now was the
All right,
thing that
all
pushed it
right.
over.
guys.
Yeah.
For certain events, apparently, there were in fact fishing mini games on Star Wars: The Old Republic. So
Looks
Fuck.
like it's on the list.
Damn.
That is so funny. Holy shit.
See,
It's
by
not
this
like a-
definition, that also means Guild War 1 is not an MMO, but Guild Wars 2 is an MMO.
oh damn.
This actually might be a good way to determine what's an MMO because even Maple Story has fishing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Terraria is an MMO.
Alright, shut it down.
I didn't know if I could get away
I like
with
how
a
you're
second
looking
one.
for specifically small multiplayer games and completely avoiding the first part of MMO.
No. There's servers out there with up to like 40 people running around in their Terraria worlds and stuff. Like
I don't know if that's massive though, because there's like what 8 billion people on the fucking
Yeah,
planet.
Whoa,
everyone
we were-
here, that's
we
not
were-
massive.
we were counting up to 30 people as massive in the terms. I thought I could get away
That's
with
what
it.
I was going with. so
I
that's, like,
know.
a pretty broad lobby.
That's a
Tell me you find a lobby with 30 people in it actively.
even.
So we've got 4 in the podcast right now. Let me get 27 more people.
I
real
feel
quick.
like the moment you get I feel like it's a D&D sort of situation. The moment you go past 6, it becomes too hectic and you need 2 DMs. So what I think is that anything over 6 is a massive multiplayer.
All right, well, you heard it here
What
first, folks.
So hold on, that means that fucking Call of Duty is a massively multiplayer online game because you do a 6v6.
No, doesn't have fishing though. Does not have fishing.
It doesn't have
Oh,
fishing though.
Oh, so it has to have both?
it has
has to have both?
Yeah, it has to. That's
We
our
solved
strict
the
requirement.
problem!
And
It's fucking solved!
if you don't have fishing, then you're just not a massive multiplayer online, and nobody should bother with you. So Call of Duty, fix that. We need you to have fishing yesterday.
Dude, if they add fishing, we have to redefine what an MMO is again.
If Call of Duty adds fishing, that means they're actually adding mechanics. I might go play COD at that point instead of them just changing movement.
Oh my god.
Guys, we changed the movement, but our campaigns are still only 2 hours.
Fuck, it's genius! Why didn't I think of that?
And if anybody's going, you know what? Metal Gear's an MMO.
What, Metal Gear Online?
And I'm going to count 5 as well. You interacted with players, and though you may not have been able to fish, you could still stab creatures violently in the wild. And what is that if not fishing?
I think he's getting lost in the sauce.
I
We gotta
think he's
stop
looking
him,
for
guys.
things that aren't related to this topic right now.
That's true. That doesn't actually have a
dude,
large team base, now that I think
He's
about
good. Dude, the next thing he's gonna say
Hold
is,
on.
guys, The Last of Us is an MMO.
it. No. Power Wash does have up to 6 people, but it doesn't go past 6 people.
And it doesn't have fishing.
It doesn't have fishing. What is cleaning if not fishing, though?
But he's called fishing for a reason.
You know what?
And I'm fishing for excuses here.
You know,
Damn it, no!
guys.
Yes.
Sun Haven's
You
an
know what
MMO.
did have multiplayer? Assassin's Creed 4, and it had fishing.
But how many
How many
players?
people?
That's a good question.
Because Zach's saying the minimum is 6, apparently.
A minimum 6. It has to be past
For a
6.
massive multiplayer online game.
Yeah, this community is gonna be massive with my 6 players.
I can
Yo,
literally
okay,
think of 6
okay,
people
hold
that
on,
can hop on
hold on.
any given
It's
game right now.
so funny that we're saying this, but all the other MMOs we're actually describing are like 5 versus 5 person lobbies that are just going against each other. Like, it's not
Wait,
a
what?
big stretch. These are just lobbies stacked on top of each other.
What example?
what
have you
MMO
brought up
Okay.
that is
what-
5 versus 5?
Yeah. What MMO is 5 versus 5 people?
We're making fun of Call of Duty. For not
That's not an
having
MMO.
fishing. It's an MMO.
It doesn't have fishing.
That I'm saying, besides the fact that we're making fun of it for not being an MMO, it's technically an MMO. And what I'm saying is the original Call of Duty is literally just small lobbies stacked on top of each other,
I
which
don't
still
think
makes it
anybody
a
would-
massive
I don't think
multiplayer online
anybody would
experience.
consider it an MMO because it doesn't even have like 128 versus 128. I mean, maybe for Warzone you might be able to, but that's a battle royale, which is a completely different thing.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so
we can
Assassin's Creed 4 is limited to 8 players in multiplayer, so it is an MMO.
Fuck.
hold on. I got it.
I actually do want to check on Steam if Call of Duty has
We
an
will
MMO tag on
we
it.
will change the term equally across the board with one easy fix. It'll be the difference between a massively multiplayer online experience and then a massive multiplayer online experience.
I hate this so much.
An MMO versus an MO again.
No, it's still an MMO versus an MMO, but it's the difference between Lee and not to Lee.
Call
Okay,
of Duty
wow.
does not have an MMO tag on it.
Even Warzone doesn't have an MMO tag. See, this is what I meant though, because
There's-
Battle Royale and MMO
okay.
have different interactions.
Massively
players.
has two different things. It's on a vast scale or in a very large and heavy or solid form. All I'm saying is if you just
Like
combine
my-
all the small servers
my
together,
PP.
it makes a big server.
What?
And that's a
What?
big online experience.
What?
And that's a massive
Dude,
multiplayer
this
online
is-
experience.
You know what this reminds me of, Zach? This reminds me of that video Critical made on that podcaster who was like purposely saying that walking through airport security turns you gay, and he was like having trouble keeping up with it.
If you are part of a pool for matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking, are you not in a massive multiplayer online experience?
No,
No?
because
It's pulling you together by data. Is that not you part of a larger
Yeah, but
group
you're-
having an experience? You can possibly interact with those people.
that's why it's multiplayer, but it's not MMO because MMO is player interaction.
And
For example, if I'm only interacting with 6 people, that's not very massive, is it? If there's 2,000 people and I'm only interacting
all
with 6.
so confused.
No, we're just fucking.
No,
around
if
this way with
there's
this.
like
The
2,000
extra M
people,
in MMO versus MO literally just means there's more players. It does not change the genre at all.
Oh, I wasn't trying to change the genre. I was still trying to
I'm
keep
going
it
off what
MMO.
Marcus said, where he's like, it needs social interactions. Like, this isn't how it works.
no, not social interaction. I said player interaction. Player interaction is
the same thing.
no, because with player interaction, it's like, are you interacting with more than 6 people? If the answer is
Okay.
no, then you're not an MMO. And I say 6 because that's the fucking thing that we've been using so far.
Let me feel this out.
From how that sounds, it really just sounds like a social interaction. You have to interact with at least 6 people, as you're saying.
I mean, to be honest though, almost every single every MMO I can think of as social interaction though.
Listen, people can barely interact with 2 people nowadays. 6 is a big number to some people. 5 people all in the same room with them? That scares them sometimes.
Maybe if you're in fucking kindergarten, you know like exactly 2 people in your life. You walk into a room of like
interact with
fucking
each
4.
other like a 5v5 game, let alone an MMO.
No, but see, this is why I was saying that player interaction is what dictates an MMO
You're
from another genre. Is because
you're
a battle royale has 100 people, which is
okay.
technically massive,
So
but
what
it's not an MMO because you're not interacting with those players in anything other than combat.
I'm trying to
Counterpoint:
specify.
Fortnite has social aspects.
True.
Is
It's an
Fortnite
MMO.
actually is Fortnite an MMO?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's considered an MMO. I mean, that's fine
I mean, it
because
has
it has that aspect, right?
it has
that.
all the MMO properties, so yeah, it's an MMO. And it has servers with up to 100 people. What you want, buddy?
I don't want to look at a fucking AI overview. Get that out of here.
So I think the clear distinction I would just originally wanted to make with my side joke of massive versus massively was I think a
Oh,
massive multiplayer online experience would be something like V Rising or something else, where there's a lot of servers, but they can be very small. While
Wait,
a
hold on.
massively multiplayer online experience would more
What
quantify
is-
things that we think about like FF14 and things.
What is the maximum amount of people that you can have in like a social MMO or a social Fortnite game, though?
Whatever the creator chooses.
Yeah.
What's the maximum on server
I
capacity?
think
for that?
100.
Damn, 100. Interesting. I have to do research. Because according to everybody else, apparently Fortnite's not an MMO. And
Yeah,
they
but
said that
if they're just
they
as
said-
confused on what the concept of an MMO is as we are,
yeah.
like we can look at this definition from the wiki itself and we would still be confused.
Maybe this is the difference.
It literally just
Well, no,
specifies.
This is 1,000% the difference between an MMO and an MMORPG.
Here's the exact point that I'm trying to prove to you is that it just says with a large number of players to interact in the same online game world.
So
But-
are we just like talking about MMORPG specifically instead of MMO?
Not just MMO,
And we're
just
trying
any
to, like,
game.
MMO is
change
literally
MMO.
just the amount of players in a game.
Yeah.
RPG is the type of game that MMO resides in. It's not its own like little thing.
Because this entire time when I was saying MMO, I was thinking of MMORPG.
I know. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
why are you getting this so confused?
Okay. A large group of people is usually considered a crowd and usually consists of at least 100 people or more. So, I'm just saying. Fortnite's an MMO. Whether they like it or not, it's an MMO.
Yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
agree
if we're
with that.
going off the first MMO based on this wiki, it seems like the highest number they had was 50 players in a lobby.
That's not bad. We can put a lot of battlefields on that.
I do think that it also depends on like modern definition of, because it's like back in 2005, 50 people was a lot of fucking people for any sort of online game.
Oh, this was in 1991, buddy.
Holy fuck! 50 people
2005,
in
that'd be easy to get.
1991? There was like maybe 50 people with a computer back then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
That's why most games can be considered MMOs now, because you can play most games on your phone. You can play it on the Switch, of all things. There's like literally dozens of consoles you can play these things on. And crossplay.
I think the way that they do the definition of what is an MMO then is they base it off of like an average. If the average is like every game has 20 players at one time,
That's the
then
thing,
they
though.
might just
There
not
is no
consider it an
average.
MMO.
The average is just something people keep making up.
I say that there's no difference between you having a small number of people in your servers that combine together to make like a large server number overall from your company versus just having colossal masses of people in each of the worlds that you host. It doesn't matter in my eyes. It's still social interaction. People are interacting with each other.
That's how most people, even the MMORPG subreddit looks at this. They're like, there is no actual average. It's just how many people are actually willing to play and communicate with each other.
Social interaction.
Oh my god.
The moment
Oh, is that
you're...
not the thing? I said originally said no.
Oh! It's so easy. So the moment you have over 100 people playing your game and you have any social interaction or multiplayer, it's an MMO.
And it needs fishing.
And,
So, hold on.
And it needs fishing.
And it
Yes.
needs fishing.
So our
If it's an
definition so far.
RPG, it needs fishing. 'Cause
Yeah, if it's
you look at
RPG.
if you look at the wiki, there's so many different genres of MMO.
God, you're so right. Okay,
It
so
only
hold on.
has to
Our
be RPG.
definition-
RPGs have to contain fishing. That's the main
'Cause
requirement.
there's
But other MMOs
RTS,
do not
MMO
need fishing.
turn-based, MMO simulation games,
Okay,
MMO
so
sport, MMO racing, MMO
Okay, so-
casual, MMO rhythm.
Sunhaven's an
our
MMO.
final definition is that an MMORPG needs 6 players at least,
Yes.
fishing,
Mhm.
and social interaction. What games get disqualified by that?
If your Steam chart was once over 100, you're good. You're good forever and for
But you
life.
see, that's where it gets even more in depth. What do we classify as social interaction?
That's
If I can call someone a poo-poo stinky and then get banned for it.
So it just
Sense-
needs a minimum of a text box.
hold on.
Exactly.
Going based
Well,
off
then
of the
pretty much every game has that.
going based
Let's
off
go.
going based off the definition of a large number of players, that specifies at least 100 players. So I think if you get on Steam charts above 100 players in your game and as a multiplayer experience, you're good.
But
If
I'm
you-
not high enough for this.
If you never reach over 100 players, I'm sorry, you suck.
Guys, we are so bad. We've
solved
determined
it.
what an MMO is.
We've determined both an MMO and an MMORPG, and if you don't have fishing, we're coming for your ass.
Dude, could you imagine we did like they could you imagine GTA 5 gets like the fucking cops knocking on their door like, "Hey, you guys need to remove MMORPG from your name."
You're not allowed to have that because you guys don't have fishing. I'm sorry, and you have so many piers in water. We're allowed to have boats, and we weren't allowed to fish. Fuck that game.
Sir, can you show me where on the chart you guys can fish in GTA 5?
Technically, you can go fishing in GTA 5.
Oh, no, Kazu, please. Kazu, please. Could you imagine if this entire thing was just to prove that GTA 5 wasn't an MMO?
My God.
Oh my god. This has been perfect.
Yeah, this has been the conversations we should have been getting into. The
We-
chaos.
We talked about that for like almost an hour.
Well, yeah, we got to get this down. We're scientists here. We got to get this right.
You're so fucking right. Oh my god.
We got to be cooking with this. We can't be putting out false information. We got to get to the bottom of this.
Fucking hell, dude.
So, all right. I just love that every RPG now forever is screwed the moment it never has fishing in it. I just love. Wait, hold on. Does Conan Exiles get shaft? Does Conan have fishing, Levi?
Yes.
He does,
Oh,
in
thank
fact,
God.
yeah.
Thank God. I was gonna be like Conan so cooked if they don't have fishing.
That would be so funny if it didn't though, because it's a game where you're literally surrounded by water a majority of the time.
Oh God.
By this definition, No Man's Sky is also an MMO, because it has
I
fishing.
I mean, it also has like a hub where you can interact with other players, so I mean, that checks out.
yeah, it's got
Hey.
30-player lobbies.
And it is also an RPG.
Technically, yeah.
Oh God.
Sorry,
just-
I think we might be cooking.
We might have actually accidentally solved the problem on accident. Is Subnautica technically an MMO if you grab the fish?
Oh my god.
No.
Is it
No.
single player? Yeah.
It has the multiplayer mod. And when Subnautica 2 comes out
That's
with
a
official
mod.
multiplayer-
Does not count.
when it comes out with official multiplayer, will Subnautica 2 be an MMO? That's
Oh my
my
God.
main
Because it's only
question.
2-player multiplayer.
Oh,
Dude,
that's so
Zach
sad.
Zach is looking at this like, oh man, we gotta give you chemo early because
We-
you might get cancer when you're 80.
We have to start thinking about this in 3 dimensions because that's what we just have to do. That's the problem we have here now.
Zach, we need to move you to like the fucking nature conservation.
Oh, no,
department,
wait,
'cause that
wait.
attitude would be perfect for that area.
It's perfect because Fortnite has fishing in it as well.
Yeah, it's always had
Fuck
fishing.
yourself, right?
Oh we're just this is going so well. We're doing so well.
If you think about it, Fortnite even has RPG games inside of it.
God, if
God
only
damn, dude.
Technically, it could be considered an RPG because you're doing quests all day.
God, now the better question: does
Wait,
DayZ have?
There's
fishing?
also that creator game. There's creator games on there that are by definition MMORPGs because they have 100
Yeah,
players.
it's community driven, like an MMO.
Yeah. Okay, guys,
It's full of social aspects,
Guys,
like an MMO.
we fucking solved it. We solved it. We're good.
DayZ does in fact have a fishing rod in it, so it is an MMORPG.
We've cracked the case.
We've cracked every
It's only
case
taken us
possible.
multiple years.
But we're
Oh my god. You know what that means?
what?
Wait, oh my god, was fucking Retribution an MMORPG?
There was no fishing in it.
Fuck!
Get back on it. We gotta make Retribution too. Now it's
I have
fishing.
discovered something extremely important.
What?
What's that?
It's a crazy frog fidget toy.
Bro.
Oh, I thought we were about to say Crazy Frog. A fucking an MMO.
No, God, no. Could you imagine?
God, I need them to make the Crazy Frog MMO. Okay, MMO just needs to have up to at least 100 players and at least 6-player lobbies. That's what we've agreed upon. And then anything RPG-wise needs to have fishing. Those are the exact stakes we have everybody. If you don't have fishing, we will... You're not an RPG
We will
then.
annihilate you.
You're just an MMO. And if you have the RPG, we don't know what to tell you. You don't have fishing. Monster Hunter Wilds, the MMORPG. Now I'm just looking through my games, horrified at what I'll find. Just gonna look at the wrong game, like, fuck, that's an MMO now. Wait, no. Fallout 76 has to have fishing in it. Did Skyrim have fishing in it?
Are you asking if the only RPG that's been remade 20 times has fishing?
No. I'm not asking that question because I already know the answer. The other answer was a more logistical one. This one I knew the answer to. I know the fantasy lands. Ah, there is fishing. Oh no, it's currently projected to be added in the summer of 2025. They do not have fishing yet. So currently,
Wait,
Fallout
not an
76 is an MMO, but it is not an MMORPG until it gets fishing.
But isn't an MMO FPS?
So true.
Because you're technically shooting most of the time in that game.
It's an MMO PG.
Oh my god.
Also, fun fact, skirming and fishing until 2021.
See, it took a while to begin.
But that's not even do it themselves, they just put a mod in it. So,
If they have a supported mod section, does that count towards it?
no. It has to be modded, it does not count.
MMO. Oh god, I love the horrified logic we've come up with this podcast. It's twisted my entire view of the gaming industry, and I love it in every way, shape, and form.
Dude, people are gonna watch this shit and they're gonna be like, what are these fucking idiots talking about?
The real topics out there, truthfully, the things that people need to really worry about in the gaming industry. Unions have already been made. Now we need to get down to the real business. Gotta get down to brass tags.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like this. I think we did good work. What other messed up things do you gents want to talk about?
Monozog.
Baldur's Gate 3 final patch has arrived.
That
Oh
did
yeah,
in
that's
fact
right.
come out, yeah.
Holy shit.
Finally, I can play the first patch.
New subclasses.
I mean the
That caught me so off guard.
I mean the 3 hours of game they gave you for the early access that you fucking played the knock.
Wait,
I
3
only
hours?
played it once.
The early access was way more than 3 hours, I promise.
No,
it was like
I know,
the
but
entire first
the
act.
original build of when they were doing the original build and then they released the little playtest build was only 3 hours, and then the actual
Yeah.
then there
I
was
see what you mean now.
yeah, there was the early access which everybody could actually play with.
Yeah, I got you.
But people only got like 3 hours of gameplay when they first teased the game, and it was like rough. People were fiending for shit. And then the early access came out and gave us all of Act 1, and then they fucked up Act 1, shuck it on us like a goddamn snow globe. And now everybody got the best class back, Drunken Fist.
I'm excited to play, what was it, Hexblade Warlock?
Ugh.
I think
God,
it's Hexblade, right?
you like to wander into the woods,
Yeah.
talk to the trees, and get fondled? Ugh.
Dude. Why do you gotta put it like that, man?
That's every warlock. That's how they get powers, man. They always just like sell themselves, whore themselves out to the nearest entity.
Hey, that's not completely true. Sometimes sometimes they just beat the absolute fucking shit out of the thing that they're making a contract with.
If bards
I don't think so.
have a reputation for whoring in general, warlocks have like the negative whoring for gods that clerics have the good whoring for gods.
I mean, dude.
And then there's paladins, and we don't talk about them because they're like,
Bro, let's be honest though, bro. Have you seen Minthara?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'd whore myself out for Minthara. You fucking shitting me?
I love how both.
See, Levi knows where we're cooking.
I was gonna call paladins.
He's got the apron on. It's the chef.
Bootlickers, but then I realized that paladins on both the good and evil side would in fact be bootlickers.
Damn.
Did they
It'd be like that sometimes.
reminded Minithara that knocked out does not mean dead, so she'll more reliably appear in Moonrise Towers. Thank fucking Christ. That shit never worked. I wanted to recruit her to my good party so she would hate me, but I would still get to bang Mithara.
That's funny because I recruited her to my good party, and surprisingly, she doesn't actually hate as many good choices as you'd think.
Mhm.
She's more about practicality than just being outright evil.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I'm ready to talk and bang my way out of most things in my campaign because I'm a bard.
Oh my god.
This dude over here trying not to fulfill stereotypes, my bard. I'm banging everyone in the party. Everybody needs to know and experience love because everybody needs to see all the scenes.
Well, alright then.
What? I was recording the playthrough. I thought it would be nice if everybody got to see all the romances without having to, like, go through the process of, like, looking up the individual scenes. And I was a bard. Canonically, it made sense. And they were all with me because it was party limit begone.
Levi is just side-eyeing the fuck out of Zach right now.
He's side-eyeing me, and I'm just thinking of the one gif from Pirates of the Caribbean, but instead of pirate, he says bard. That's the best goddamn bard I've ever seen. And it's just me with like 12 people rolling in the party. Where is everybody if they're not in the party? If Luffy can roll with 9 other people, I can roll with like 13.
Hell yeah.
It's really funny. People constantly tell me that they have like glitches and everything with that mod specifically, like the party limit be god. Like just moving that sheer amount of people, they always glitch out and don't move, which is the sheer opposite to my reaction. Because whenever I have a standard party number, they can never find out when to jump the right amount. But now that I have everybody, for some reason they all have advanced pathing or something, because goddamn, do they stick way better with me. It's really funny to me. Have you guys ever had pathing issues with your playthroughs?
Not really.
Yeah, not really. I mean, during the early access, it was pretty abundant. But I actually sent in quite a few tickets because there were so many things wrong in the early access. I was like, dude, I need to make sure they know this.
So guys, did you know that your fingers have fingertips? But your toes do not have toe tips? Yet you can tip toe but not tip finger?
That's what they want you to think.
Oh my god. Big toe.
That's it. I know exactly what I'm going to say. Came to
What's
me
that?
right on the tip of my toe.
Well, you have a tip of your tongue too, but no tip of your finger. No fingertip. Wait, no toe.
Are you okay, dude?
Dude, I'm malfunctioning, man.
You've never tip-tongued before?
Oh my god.
Sorry, I thought that'd be a great. Nobody said it out loud, and it was the only thing we hadn't said. So I have a couple more topics for the podcast for this wonderful week about
All
four
right.
of them.
Okay. Go
one
ahead, big man.
One of them, those two boys are gonna hate, and the other three are actually pretty good. So there's a bundle of games on Humble Bundle that if you're looking for, each of the games is actually compatible with the Steam Deck. So if you're looking to get a couple of games for your wonderful Steam Deck this wonderful day, I would head over to Humble Bundle and look into the Neon Lights bundle. I'm not impartial because it has the word neon in it. I just was a happy coincidence when I looked at it earlier.
Damn.
But it has cool games like Ghost Runner and a couple of others. So if you're looking for some adrenaline junkie type action-seeking games, head over that way.
Nice.
Now-
That reminds me, Zach. I found out a way to play games on my Steam Deck that you would normally need Windows for because of the lack of compatibility with the Steam OS. Where the fuck did he go? I look over for 1 second, he's gone.
I just leaned over.
Oh.
What do you want?
That was so funny. I looked over, saw you there, and then I looked back at my screen, and then looked over as I was talking, and you were gone.
I disappeared like a ghost or a fart in the wind.
My god. But yeah, because I was trying to figure out how to get Google Play games to work on the Steam Deck, and the answer was literally just Proton. As long as you can put the launcher on your Steam Deck through, like, moving it between your PC to your Steam Deck, you can use the launcher because it's already been formatted, and just have it open through Proton. So I was like, okay, cool, I don't even need to download Windows.
Did you know that in the future they're supposed to be implementing like a little bit easier of a way for you to have access to the underlying Proton?
Oh, nice.
It's probably going to be something that they probably finish up after they bring out the Steam OS to everybody first. If I had to guess on a time frame. Because that seems like the more likely thing that they would finish first is the actual Steam OS before trying anything like that. Make it more...
I also found out that you have to customize your wattage for the Steam Deck so that it doesn't take up so much battery. Because I was running on like 15 watts, and I didn't know. And I was like, why is the battery so shit? And then I put it down to like fucking 5 watts, and now it's like, it lasts for like 10 hours longer. I was like, damn,
Imagine that.
okay.
Yeah. Mine's set to the lowest wattage because I don't play very many intensive games on it, so I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, neither do I.
I'm playing
Oh.
Balloons Tower Defense on it, man.
Ugh, might as well put your Steam Deck down. That thing's gonna be on fire, dude.
Dude, my Steam Deck gets hotter charging from the cord while I'm playing versus playing the game.
I think the most intensive game I played on my Steam Deck. Well,
Elden Ring.
no, I downloaded Wilds. I haven't played Wilds on it yet.
I
Yeah,
played-
it'd probably be either Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3, probably.
Yeah.
Or Helldivers. I played Helldivers on it too.
It can handle quite a bit thrown at it. It also doesn't
Yeah.
have, the best screen or anything, so it doesn't have to drive necessarily the biggest 720 display.
Mhm.
Wait, is it 720? Am I correct on that? Steam
I use it for a lot of emulation
Deck.
as well.
Emulation? What, you playing Pokemon on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, of course I do.
Ew, this dude plays Pokemon. It's actually a
Mostly
1280
ROM
by
hacks, though.
800. Oh my god, Nintendo, this guy ROM hacks, get him.
It's illegal. It's legal to do, as long as you're using your own
ROMs.
dump file. Yeah,
Dude, you did what to your file?
I dumped on my file.
Come on, Kazu, I thought that would be a slam dunk. I thought you were gonna go for that one.
Bro, that's
Damn.
nasty.
Bro.
What? Like you've never
Speaking of
said
dump,
what
we
it
played
means. Yeah.
we played Schedule 1 last night, and it was fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Dude, there was this clip where Levi was chasing me with a baseball bat, and I, like, jumped, and he smacked my fucking tootsies, and I fell into a dumpster. And then he just walked over and closed the lid. It was so good.
Damn. If only Schedule 1 had 2 more players. In fishing.
Damn. Actually, what is the maximum multiplayer thing
4.
for Schedule 1? Oh, is it 4?
It's
Damn.
4. That's why
Yeah.
I was making the joke. God damn, if only.
That is unfortunate. We could have had it all.
Are we gonna play Schedule 1 after this?
I'm down.
We can.
I'm extremely down to clown, down to sell the drugs.
Well, we don't really have to sell drugs anymore. We're already rich. We can afford everything.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah, because Kazu fucking hit it big on the goddamn casino.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm just a bit of a gambler.
You need to go buy a ticket, like, right now. You need to get a scratch off, man.
Could you imagine I just buy scratch off? I win like the biggest prize, like $100 billion.
What's the Mega Millions at right now? That's a good question.
Probably like 87 million or something.
At least 3.
He's so right.
Damn. That's crazy.
Have you guys heard about this new game called Blueprints?
Next jackpot is 112
not.
million.
Ooh.
Jesus.
That's for Mega Millions.
Isn't that the puzzle game, Zach?
Yeah, some are saying it's possibly going to be one of the candidates for Game of the Year.
Which game?
Blueprints.
Oh.
Ew.
I've been seeing a lot of it,
People are
or
apparently...
hearing a lot about it, but I've never seen anyone actually play it.
I think the main concern it has right now, and it has a little bit of a downside to it, is it doesn't currently have a good colorblind mode.
Oh, sucks for them.
And the And the only other thing that really people have been getting in a tizzy about is that because the rooms basically it randomly generates rooms and puzzles for you to solve. And later on you need to get rare rooms and rare things that you need to interact with, and I heard that some people can get stuck for a long time not getting the right rooms for them to advance. Luckily,
Damn.
the game continues forward forever, so you will eventually get it, but there is a little bit of an RNG to it because the rooms do have a certain generation to them.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for a new puzzle game, look for that. Now, for our wonderful fellows over in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, I have the regret to tell you that the PS5 price is on the rise.
Yep. Me, who lives in New Zealand.
Yep. In Europe, the digital edition is going up to 500 euros.
Damn.
In the UK, it's going to 429, which is I think a $30 increase from the 100 that the other one got. Damn, from just across the board for Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Australia is currently at $829.95 for the standard PS5.
Damn.
And for New Zealand, theirs is currently at $949.95. Ooh. Alternative currencies suck. It's not like the dollar's in too great of a state right now, anyways. And then my last topic, that nobody or everybody might care about, is that there's a new Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah,
definitely
Kazu
not.
and I were talking about that a couple days ago.
Oh, were you? Sick.
Yeah,
Are you guys excited for it? I'm actually kind of excited.
I am. I am pretty excited.
I'll be excited to actually see anything for it next year.
That's fair. It is coming in 2026.
I'm ready.
I
Need
haven't
more gits.
I haven't gotten a chance to look at Lazarus yet, so I haven't gotten a chance to get the Cowboy Bebop back in my life.
Bebobbity boobop.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I can show Cowboy Bebop to Bree because she hates jazz.
Does she
How
actually?
do you play the bass and then you hate jazz?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, that's crazy. What?
I don't even get me started on this long conversation that I could have.
She plays bass, but she hates jazz.
She loves rock and roll, but hates jazz. And I'm like, do you
What?
realize how... Never mind. I just couldn't deal with all of that in that moment.
That is fucking crazy, bro.
Right?
What the fuck?
Oh, did you catch the next episode of To Be Hero X?
The second episode or
The second one,
episode 3 come out? Yeah, I watched the second episode. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
That cliffhanger, I did not expect it to be a dream.
Yeah.
But I guess it was foreshadowing because now she's gone. Not gone in the way that happened at the end of the first episode, but
I still just want to know why the main character killed himself.
Probably because he had to be in that shitty anime.
I just chalked it up to societal pressure, and he couldn't take it.
Whoa. Levi, it's not an anime because it came out of China.
Oh,
Actually,
fuck.
It's an anime, you goober.
Shut up. Don't tell him
He was almost fooled.
that. This is like everybody's... this is our
Levi was
old
almost like,
conversation.
"Fuck, I gotta watch it now."
This is our old argument about like what is and isn't anime, because technically everything's just a cartoon in everybody's eyes. To everything, every American is a cartoon. To every Japanese person, it's an anime. It's whatever word you want it to be, deep in your heart.
For me, it's like cartoon versus anime depends on the stylization.
It doesn't matter to me at any point anymore, because I can tell you that Courage the Cowardly Dog definitely had anime moments in it. If you tell me, can you tell me they didn't?
Just because, man, I
If,
don't want to get into another one of these.
if King of the Hill got considered an anime, what isn't an anime?
I think, I would consider King of the Hill an anime.
Well,
if you think about it, all anime stands for is animation.
Yeah.
Listen, but nobody could accept this last time. Well, not us, but nobody could accept this in the world last time.
That's because the world hates
remember-
change. Haven't you seen that yet?
I mean, there were people that were arguing that Avatar: The Last Airbender is a cartoon, which is like maximum copium in my opinion.
It's what isn't an anime, what isn't a cartoon. Yeah. Everybody's sitting down, and at the beginning they were drawing it. Everybody was doing it the exact same way. Now everybody's trying to find the cheapest way to do it, and it's aggravating the hell out of me. And then other studios are, I don't know, they're blowing their own hands off from the amount of quality they're putting into things now. feel like Studio Bones is just whittling their drawers down to nubs now in their animation department.
Yeah.
God, when's the last good cartoon come out? Like, realistically in the US?
Guess it depends on what you define as a good cartoon.
Yeah.
Invincible.
I mean, I don't
is technically a
personally-
solid cartoon.
No, I consider it an anime.
Invincible?
Yeah.
We already talked about this. What is an anime? What isn't cartoon? It's all the same thing.
For me, it's stylization.
Are you telling me on the opposite end? Haven't you seen anime where they've done some cartoonish shit? Exactly. See,
Isn't this the same thing that you said earlier, where it's like a cartoon does anime stuff? It's like, that doesn't mean it's an anime, though. Like, Family Guy's not an anime.
uh-huh.
What?
It is. I'm saying that basically at the ground level, everybody started by just drawing their shows. So what's actually the difference?
Well, if we're being realistic, nothing.
Yes, that's what I
And by
wanted.
terminology, it's because anime specifically means it originated from Japan.
I know.
Yeah.
But then we started doing weird things like releasing Avatar.
Yeah, then it's called a Western anime.
Yeah.
And now I want an Eastern cartoon.
That's just
That's
anime.
actually, yeah, that's several of them I know of, like Doraemon and various other ones. God, now I'm just looking through cartoons to see. God, I still need to watch the Devil May Cry.
No, you don't. It's
What?
so bad.
It's bad.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
actually bad?
It's
Damn.
not. It's not even fun bad.
No. There's only one good episode, which
Only-
is episode 6, because there's no dialogue.
That's. I heard that.
That is unfortunate.
I heard that one though. I
You
didn't
wanna
hear
know how
that
bad
insult.
it is? The director of it literally sucks off Asmongold. He loves him so much he put him in the anime.
Ugh.
That is... Wow, I couldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I figured it out. Smiling Friends is a good cartoon.
It is.
Hey, we're getting
Wait,
there. Let's
wait.
go.
Hold on, because it happens on Adult Swim and it happens late at night. Is it closer to Toonami? And if it's closer to Toonami, it doesn't technically count as an anime.
Why do you keep adding all these variables that don't matter?
I don't know. I just love adding variables for shits and giggles. Why not?
You're just overcomplicating a simple system.
Absolutely. Other than that, I have nothing else. I think we're done here.
Probably.
Goodbye.
I got nothing else. So
Are you good, buddy?
I'm
No,
alright.
I meant our wonderful ass Tushy over there because he hasn't said anything. Is he closing out? Oh, is he saying goodbye?
Oh.
Is he sending people off? Is he finding somebody
Oh,
to
what?
raid? Are you done?
No, I'm not. And oh no, my baby sister wanted to give me something.